What's up, everybody? I'm Tim Anderson, aka Renfield, joined by Joey Anderson, aka Ildor. Chris is not with us today because she stepped out to do errands because we're doing this at a weird time. We're recording this at like 2:30 in the afternoon because Joey had truck stuff to take care of on Wednesday morning when we usually do it, and Chris had stayed the night at her family that night anyway, the Tuesday night, so she wasn't here Wednesday morning, so we just decided to do it Thursday afternoon. But then Chris had to go out and run errands, so she's not here today. You can see her in the previous video if you need to see her pretty face to help you feel motivated. Anyway, we are the two-thirds anyway of the Wandering Hermits working on the world, Weave in the Void, and this is our weekly stand-up where we come in and talk about all the things that we worked on, what we are working on, and stuff. So I just want to say thanks to everybody right off the bat because we hit 20 patrons yesterday, which might not sound like a lot to some people, but you have to consider that we started at zero. And so watching things progress, we've consistently had two or three new people joining every single month, and that's been very steady since the start of the year. And people dive in and dive out. We have some people who subscribe for 2 3 months, drop out for 2 3 months, come back for 2 3 months. That's normal. But the net has been 2 to 3 new people every single month. And this past week we've had an explosion of people from just on my personal YouTube, all the streams we've been doing, who are now coming to find out what we do because they've joined our Discord for the gaming community, and they went, "Oh wait, there's something more going on here," which is our sinister plan. In any case, get you all converted. But thank you very much, everybody, for your interest and for your support. Um, if you happen to be listening to this for the first time, I would just suggest go to patreon.com/wandering hermits. And there's a bunch of free information that you can read there. You don't have to subscribe to learn about what we're doing. Here on the YouTube channel, there's tons of videos that talk about what we're doing. On my personal YouTube channel, there's a Project Ramen playlist before we branded everything that has a year plus. No, that's not right. 8 months plus, but like 115 videos of us brainstorming and planning and all the
All
other
the cool
stuff.
stuff.
Yeah, the short version is it's a fifth edition tabletop setting with a point-and-click adventure game set in the world and a book series set in the same world as well. The source book for the tabletop is launching June 1st, and then the digital versions in any case, and then we're kicking off the live stream campaign um, early June. I believe June 5th, which you're not going to be there for that one, I think, but I think we're going to go ahead and roll ahead with that anyway and just do a session zero. We might even start the session zero a week earlier than that because I think we only need one more week, one more session to do character creation, and then we're done with character creation. So we should be done by Sunday, the 22nd, which means the 29th we could maybe do a session zero, and then maybe we could just run your session first so that you're on the boat. And then on the 29th, I can do a greater adventure with the rest of the people, and we'll see how it goes. Well, that remains to be seen. In any case, lots of places for you to find information. Check out the Patreon page. Check out the YouTube channel. We do live streams on Sunday nights, 9 p.m. Central, on our Twitch channel. All things Weave in the Void, doing the campaign starter stuff because we're going to be live streaming that campaign with our friends. Anyway, let me do Chris's update real quick because hers is quick and easy. She finished the artwork for chapter 14, and now she'd already done chapter 15, and now she's got the info for chapter 16, but she hasn't started chapter 16 yet because she had to go do some family stuff for a couple days. And I think she's starting on that today or tomorrow, I think. So hers is simple because she's done with tabletop stuff until we move on to the next stage of that project, which is going to be the second module, which is still quite some time out because the first module is already done, and we've got 3 or 4 months of gameplay to get through that first module before we need to start worrying about module 2 production. So in the meantime, she's going to be wrapping up chapter art and just staying on top of that, and then she'll probably get around to start working on. This is what we've talked about anyway. Is she's just going to start doing random fantasy art for the Patreon, which can then be used for promotional material for the tabletop and other things that we're doing. Um, I have been working on just coordinating with Nathan and Sparrow to get the artwork for just get all the artwork done. And then chapter work. Chapter 19 went out today, actually, this morning. So that's what I've been working on. I can't think if there's anything else No, because I wrote your descriptions. I don't know at what point you're going to need me to do the next round, but anyway, that's mine.
Yeah. So this week was some real life stuff, but I did get some. I almost have the entire uh, Crossroads scene done because there's not a lot in it. I think the coolest thing, because I think that was Sunday's update. I think, or at least that's the screenshots I sent you. The coolest thing I got done was the sign because it's a multiple tier dialogue, so you could click through it. So like, you hover over it, it tells you signpost. You click on it, it tells you north. Click on that, it tells you what's to the north, south, tells you what's to the south, so on and so forth. So it's
Oh, so
like
instead
multiple
of
tier.
doing individual directions for each version of the signpost, you just have it all on a multi-tiered.
Oh, I never even thought of doing that. Like World of Warcraft does it, where you hover over each sign.
Mm-hmm.
We could do it that way too. No, I just have it in one, where like you click on it, and then you can click on what direction was each way.
I don't think it matters either way. Um,
I don't know. I hadn't thought of
Food for
doing it
thought.
individual. If I do it individually signpost, it'll be like four separate signposts on one. So it'd be a little bit more difficult, but it's 100% doable.
I'd say
Guess
leave
I
it
should
how it is
ask.
for now.
Yeah. Well, we'll know when we test it if we
That's what
like
I was
that
gonna
or
say.
not.
The testers will let us know if it's too confusing the way it is now, or if they would prefer it the other way.
Yeah. Um.
Testing, by
Yeah.
the way, pre-order the game and you can get access to testing. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. It's
Yep.
25 bucks to pre-order the game over on the Patreon page. There's a free demo available if you want to download that, but you can pre-order. And if you are an active subscriber at the $25 a month tier, you get access to testing. And we will be doing testing here next 2 months, maybe.
Sure. I mean, implementation goes pretty quick once I get in the groove of things. I just haven't had a good session this week, but like, I mean, it won't take me long to bang out. The scene description ones are easy. The stuff that takes forever is the quest.
Well,
We're
that'll be the
starting on
next step
quest
anyway. So
because that's where we have to start changing the state of the game constantly, saving the states and so on and so forth.
let's see if it screws stuff up back in the
Yeah,
starter
yeah,
area with the tavern and the
yeah.
smithy.
Yes, yes. Oh, fun. Yeah, it's going along.
That just made me think of something that I don't know that we had considered before, which is I know right now we have everything set in the same zone, so you're just breaking the scenes up. But I wonder,
Well, technically not, because technically each building is its own zone.
well, I mean, but the exteriors. So my question would be, what happens if something that you're doing in the sheriff scene breaks the smithy because it's technically the same outdoor scene? Would that not have, would that not be fixed if we had the other scene in its own place? Like right now, the smithy's in the same scene as the sheriff's because everything in the exterior is in one scene. I hadn't thought about it till that just now. Things you,
I don't think so. We
we're
just
gonna
can't. We
find
just
out.
can't. We just can't have more than one state going on at once. So whatever the state of the game or whatever the state of that zone is, it has to remain the same until it changes.
Well, we'll
We
find out
can't
when we
have.
get more bodies in.
We ran into that problem once before already, and we fixed it. Because I remember having that issue um when we were testing things 8 months ago or whatever.
I think the only one that really jumped out of my mind is when we had the random sword spawning at the smithy,
Mm.
even when we hadn't talked to him at all.
I
Um,
can't remember what that was either.
I don't either. But I do
I
remember that we
know we
had.
fixed it,
I know we fixed it,
but
but I remember that was the only issue that we had was the only in my mind the only game breaking issue we had was that one time when the sword was spawning. I was like, I don't want the sword to spawn. I didn't talk to the dude yet, and now it's breaking the dialogue, and I can't talk to him.
yeah, because you were able to pick up the sword, which then started other dialogue, and it
It
totally skipped all the front. Oh yeah, that did break. That was the game breaking. That that shut everything down. That was bad.
fun times.
I don't remember. Yeah.
Well, that's where we're at and what we're working on right now, folks. He's already got the stable dialogue, so that'll be the next scene he works on. Is the stables.
Oh,
The next one to the north is very simple because it's literally just a path. Then we get to the next. You can either go down, I think, or north to the well and the town square. So onwards and upwards. Thanks for following. Thanks for your interest. Thanks for your support, everybody over on Patreon.
Yeah.
Don't forget, if you want to know more, you can go over to the Patreon page, patreon.com/wandering hermits. You can start at the $3 a month tier, which gets you access to the book chapters as they are published in their serialized format. Then beyond that is all the pre-order tiers. So the $8 tier is the novel, the eventual novel version of these serialized chapters. The $15 a month tier is for the actual tabletop source book and map packs and other stuff associated with that. And then the $25 a month tier is the point and click adventure game. There's also a $50 a month tier, which is for super crazy people who want to do like a Zoom call with us once a month and brainstorming. But check all that stuff out. If you have questions, don't forget we have a Discord. Links down below. There's a whole bunch of stuff in the Discord if you want to know more information. Follow along here on YouTube, like, subscribe, hit the bell icon. We're getting closer to 100 followers. Once we do, we can brand the channel officially with a URL, which we haven't done yet. So follow along, everybody. See you next week. Thanks so much for your time. Until next time.